support and understanding for those who do. However, she became agitated and accused us of mocking her culture and way of life by wearing dresses. Her behavior escalated to the point where she physically grabbed my headpiece, yanking it off while continuing to berate us. I'm left wondering if our decision to wear dresses was really the issue or if the woman's reaction was misplaced. TLDR: two guys wear dresses to a themed party and later get confronted by a woman who thinks they're making fun of her culture. Do not open a joint account with them. If you are a minor, hide your money until you are 18, and open an account solely in your name. I am a bank teller. Yesterday, I had the displeasure of helping a man who told me he wanted to withdraw his daughter's life savings. In those, warning, protect your financial security as a bank employee. I've encountered situations that have left a lasting impression on me. Yesterday, I interacted with a parent who requested to withdraw their minor child's entire savings from their joint account. It was a sobering experience. As someone with personal experience of being an adult child of a narcissist, ACON, this interaction left me feeling uneasy and conflicted. Despite my reservations, I was obligated to follow the bank's policies. The parent's authority to act on the minor's behalf was legally established due to the joint account arrangement. A crucial piece of advice: do not open a joint bank account with someone who may have questionable intentions. Avoid co-signing any documents or agreements with them, as this could potentially compromise your financial security. If necessary, consider finding secure and private ways to manage your finances. However, never sign over control or ownership to someone who may exploit their power. Edit: this is a personal story and not meant to generalize or stereotype all parents or individuals with joint bank accounts. Update: as a bank employee, I want to emphasize the importance of knowing the policies and laws surrounding minors' financial rights. TLDR: be cautious when managing finances with others, especially if there's a I am in an orphanage. I'm officially in foster care and currently living in an orphanage. Cannot disclose the location. I am away from my parents. It was actually all the opposite of what an parent told me. The orphanage is actually nicer than home and takes care of me. There are a new beginning in a safe haven. I currently reside in a foster care facility, located in a place I'm not at liberty to disclose, as a result of being separated from my biological parents. Surprisingly, the reality of my situation is quite different from what I was led to believe. The foster care facility I'm in is actually a welcoming and comfortable environment that prioritizes my well-being and safety. I've been fortunate enough to form connections with kind-hearted individuals who genuinely care for me, providing a sense of belonging I never had at home. It's almost laughable to think about my parents' expectations, particularly my mother's, who seems to have assumed that I would simply return to the familiar, yet unhappy, surroundings of my childhood home. But I must confess, that's not happening. I have mixed the contents of my suitcase, and there's no going back. I've left behind the toxic atmosphere of my past life. In this new chapter, I've discovered an unshakable sense of peace that I'd never known before. What is your defining personality trait that no one knows is actually a result of your abuse? I'll go first. I really like to cook for my friends and family, and they always say I am a great cook. The only reason I am so good is because I am 23 with 16 years of experience from. There's a particular aspect of my personality that I've kept hidden from those close to me, a characteristic that has been shaped by a traumatic experience from my past. To begin, I'll share my own story. People often praise my ability to host dinner gatherings and prepare delicious meals for my loved ones. However, the truth behind my culinary skills is rooted in my childhood, where I was forced to take on a maternal role at the age of 7. My father's separation from my mother led to a significant shift in household responsibilities, and I found myself cooking for him on a daily basis. As I grew older, cooking became an enjoyable activity for me, but the memories of those early years still linger. It's a bittersweet reminder of the sacrifices I made as a child and the weight of those responsibilities. Anti-masker needs to look in the mirror. Short and sweet. I'm at the mart of walls and in line to pay, minding my own business. Senior gal starts going off on the cashier about masks. I couldn't keep my chuckle in because it's just so stupid by this point with these people. A necessary dose of reality. I'm browsing at the Walmart when I find myself in line at the checkout. Engrossed in my thoughts, I'm minding my own business. A senior citizen begins loudly voicing her disapproval of masks to the cashier. I can barely contain my amusement, having grown accustomed to the absurdity of it all. As she turns her ire towards me, I expect the typical tirade. Accusations of being a mindless follower, claims of misinformation and government deception, and the notion that her rights are being flagrantly disregarded. However, instead of engaging with her baseless claims, I opt for a more enlightening approach. I lock eyes with her and remain silent, waiting for her to pause in her verbal onslaught. When she does, I seize the opportunity to deliver a biting remark. "That's okay, your shirt is inside out." The usually unflappable anti-masker is caught off guard, her embarrassment palpable as she swiftly collects her belongings and makes a hasty exit. Family wants me to drop charges on my narcissistic sister. For a year I have been terrorized by her. In August she assaulted me and sprayed me with dog mace, which is illegal in Canada to be used on humans. I called the cops and pressed charges. Now the smear campaign has begun. My relatives are urging me to withdraw the charges against my self-absorbed sister, but their requests are falling on deaf ears. Over the past year, she has subjected me to relentless abuse, culminating in an assault that left me severely distressed in August when she sprayed me with dog mace, an action strictly prohibited in Canada for use on humans. I reported the incident to the authorities, and consequently, filed a formal complaint. Since then, a vicious smear campaign has been waged against me, but I'm choosing to remain unfazed. I've responded accordingly, but my stance is unwavering. The thought of losing my family's support doesn't faze me, as I've never been particularly close to them. What has left me bewildered is their expectation that I should drop the charges, especially considering her previous attempts to manipulate Child Protective Services into taking custody of my autistic son, a move that was completely unfounded. It's this callous disregard for my son's well-being that has left me feeling utterly exhausted of our family dynamics. Edit. This story may be triggering for those who have experienced similar situations of domestic abuse or family trauma. Update. If you or someone you know is experiencing emotional abuse, please seek help from a trusted authority figure. Amen. Why do you say stuff like this? I'm a 16-year-old girl who just wants to know why you guys say stuff like this. I was visiting my older brother Patrick, 26M, and one of his friends was there named Dan, 30M. Patrick introduces me to Dan. Dan looks at Patrick and says, "Yo, a question to the ages. What lies behind the joke?" As I sat chatting with